Welcome back to another video on the urban garden. Today I'm going to use a few things from the garden to make 3 separate things, and I've been looking forward to this. Finally, the Swiss chard is big enough. The nasturtium, I think, has passed the point of being big enough, but we're going to see what we can do. So today we're going to make a Swiss chard tart, some nasturtium pesto, and poor man's capers. So this is the nasturtium plant, and can you believe that I only planted 3 seeds and this is what it came up with? The reason I planted this in the first place is because it can attract insects that would normally eat your harvest. So it's like a strategic plant for the insects to use. However, you can also eat this complete plant. So from the flowers to the leaves to the stems to the little caper-like seeds that it makes. Now to find these capers, you just have to kind of look in between the leaves, because I see one right here. They have their own little stem and you can just pull them off like that, and then you'll have a little pod right here. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is to make the capers, and I'm going to pickle them in some white wine vinegar, use some salt, use some peppercorns, and put them in this jar. Now this jar is way too big for what we have. I thought we were gonna have more than about half a handful of nasturtium seeds, but I'm interested to see how this works out. So I think it's gonna be a nice test. Add some peppercorns. I'll add some salt. I'm not doing this right. I didn't even read the recipe. So I'm going to take out the nasturtium seeds. So I'll wait for the salt to dissolve, then I'll pour that in the jar, put the nasturtium seeds in there, let it cool down, and then keep it in the fridge for a few weeks before I try them. After picking some flowers and some leaves of the nasturtium, I also picked some cinnamon basil that's growing in the garden. And I'm adding olive oil, almonds, and Parmigiano cheese to a food processor to grind to a pesto consistency. Okay, it's time for a taste test. The food processor couldn't really survive these almonds, so I put some hazelnuts in there instead.
Nice.
That's good. I should have put some garlic in there, but not bad. Now, if you're gonna eat this expecting pesto, it might be a bit of a letdown. It was a bit more of an earthy and peppery flavor, a bit mustard-like. They do pack a lot of nutrients though, so I'm kind of seeing this as like the green shake of pesto varieties. And I could definitely get used to it. Next up is going to be the chard. I am going to try and harvest as much as I can because we need it for the tart, but also because this place isn't very optimal, I found, for this chard. It's too hot. This morning I was looking at the chard and they looked majestic, epic, beautiful. Look at them now. Literally a few hours later and they've completely dropped. It's probably the sun. I'm going to give them water. I know the sun's out. That's a bad idea, but I was going to make a recipe this week.
I saved a life.
I'm just going to pick as much as I can and use most of it in the tart. For the Swiss chard tart, we of course need the Swiss chard, parsley, pecorino cheese, double cream or heavy cream, 3 eggs, and 3 leeks, and I'm going to make the crust first for the tart. Then when that is done, this is going to create the filling of the tart, and hopefully it's gonna taste delicious. Wow. All right, time for a little taste test of this beautiful piece. I just warmed it up. It's the next day. Wow. That is really good. Really, really good. And the crust worked out perfectly. 10 out of 10. It's been a few weeks now since I have pickled these capers, so I think it's time for a taste test. That is really good. It tastes less sour than a caper and a bit more peppery. This is really good. I can imagine this being good with like a tuna salad. Wow, I would do this again. So that's it. We got the capers, really good. Would do this again. The nasturtium pesto, in salads, I think it's all right. If you want to do something with your nasturtium, go for it, but I wouldn't run to the store to buy this, honestly. It's a bit too healthy for me. But the Swiss chard tart, that was incredible. If you want to try it, go for it. The recipes are in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.